Welcoming everybody to the High Velocity Racing League podcast. Glad you all could join us this evening. Mike Kufel, driver the number 9 Chevrolet in the Truck Series. To my side over here, we got Mr. Matthew Chase, driver of the number 31 truck.
You had to look, didn't you?
I had to look because I'm like, wait, I think he's 31. I'm pretty sure he's 31.
Yeah.
But to be sure as well, got it right. And then we got Mr. Sean Happy Hatpig, driver of the 50 Deuce. Almost said 40 there. Almost got you with Juan Pablo. But of the 52 over there, Mr. Sean Happy Hatpig. Gentlemen, how we doing this evening?
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
I ain't looking forward to tonight, that's for sure.
Got to save my voice for the road course, you know?
There you
Street
go.
course, sorry.
Are you making
I
it
guess I
tonight,
should-
Mike?
Yeah, I checked in as accepted. So I just ran my first few laps before y'all got on. So I've already told Matt I'll probably be co-broadcasting with him this evening after about 3 laps or so.
We're going to have a booth full.
Everybody from the crew is going to be up in the booth, except for maybe Bryce.
Yeah, I got like 3 laps at the end consecutively without hitting anything, but I still had the driving line on. So without that, I'm pretty sure to be an early exit unless I'm going to be out there looking like I'm driving Miss Daisy. Try not
Should
to.
leave that driving line on. I'd be a fan of it. I don't think it's going to help any of the good drivers, so I don't think it's going to give any type of advantage. It'll just help us have more cars at the end, maybe.
I mean, if you're going to drive Miss Daisy around, you're going to be driving around the streets of Chicago anyway, so I mean, it makes sense, you know?
Hey, see what I did there?
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so as we're alluding to this evening, the Cup Series is on the Chicago Street. Got 50 laps with stages at 12 and 25. But yeah, not super optimistic there. But like I said, I'm sure Bryce is pretty happy. It seemed like Lauder said he was getting a good feel for the track, so should be interesting. I'm not sure how. I know Kern always says he hates road courses, but yet somehow always seems to do pretty well there. What about some of the who you guys thinking is going to have some speed this evening?
Who all do we have checked in? Mercado's always pretty good on road courses.
So we have Bryce, Fry, Hanneman, Wilder, Martin, Nava, Mercado, Hudson, Mangrum, Marini, Lanford, Tomlinson, and myself.
Oh, that's quite a few. I probably need to
13 currently registered.
Wow, that's... I'm actually... Let me go ahead and switch that on over. Boop.
Oh, wait, 14.
That's truck.
Oh, Kern's actually listed as a provisional for tonight.
Snap, he is. With Tucker, Carvalho, and Hall.
And Tucker is usually good on the road side of things as well, so that's another potential big hitter there taken out of the picture.
It's really, I mean, I'm okay at road courses, but not here. I mean, I've probably have 5 laps on this track, so
not sure where the braking points are, or hell, even what direction the next corner is going into.
Everything looks the same, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of nasty downhill come up on you fast, hard rights. I was not expecting that. I come over crest of the hill thinking I might have a little bit of a runoff and sitting here singing "Hello Wall."
You mean hello tires?
Yeah, exactly. Hello Sky. Hello Hood. Yeah, wasn't having a real easy go of it, but it should be rather interesting. But I guess before we really dive into that, let's recap last week. So looks like the Cup cars were at Michigan.
Yep.
I did end up having to miss that one. So we had 105 laps, 8 leaders, exchange place 21 times. We had 10 cautions for 30 laps. So I saw Bryce took the flag for that one, followed by Tomlinson, Hanneman, Marini, and Gross as your top 5. So since I didn't make that race, I'll let you guys explain how it unfolded.
It was interesting. A lot of drafting, which I did expect because this, Michigan's really a drafty track, and a lot of instances where people were getting involved in calamity by just a little bit of mistimed, side draft or whatever it may be. It was a difficult race at times, but overall, I mean, it was not terrible. The new strategy played a big factor with the change of the fuel amounts in the car. So I think that really made for a better show.
Gotcha. I see. Like Sean, you ended up still staying on the lead lap, but finished 16th. What was your experience like last week?
It was good. I think it took me like the first stage to get out, and then we end up, we had quite a bit in our team chat. So we were able to talk strategy quite a bit. And some of us flipped the stage there, and we were good. And then me and Hudson got into a little bit, and I kind of ruined my race. But I felt like I was going to have a decent finish anyway. I was starting to get the hang of it about stage 2 on what line worked for me the best. But yeah, just me and Hudson got involved. A little incident there, and I got the worst of that. I don't think I collected. Well, Andre got me pretty good. But other than that, I think I didn't really hurt anybody else in that spin. So
I remember Tomlinson got a little bit of damage,
Yeah.
and there was one other driver. I don't remember who it was that got collected in it, but it was overall I think that was really the biggest incident we had. We didn't have anything massive other than that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that about summed that up.
I
Yeah,
saw
that was
Chris
it. It was
qualified on the outside of the front row. I was
He
pretty
did.
proud of him for doing that. I
Yeah,
that was unexpected.
I did not expect him to qualify on the outside of the front row either. Probably the best lap of his life. I don't know. Maybe not. he cooked that lap. I mean, it was real good.
He was running decent practice laps too. I think he was like 5th, 6th or so, something like that. So I know he found him a pretty good line. I don't ever practice well. Then it comes down to qualifying, and I do okay. So I think I was like 7th or something. Who got pole there? Because it wasn't Bryce or any of the main characters. I don't believe, was it?
I thought it was Bryce.
I thought it was Bryce.
Oh, was it Bryce? Maybe that was a week before.
It was. I gotcha. Yeah, Bryce qualified P1. Chris was on the outside. I knew he was pretty stoked about that. But I mean, you give Chris 30 minutes and leave him alone, he'll usually figure out a track. So I know he was pretty happy about that, and it looks like he had an unfortunate bad net code not too long, but after the beginning of the race, because he was showing us, like, man, I got a meatball from this, and it showed like I didn't see actual contact happen, if I remember right, if that was the one. But man, his impact in the wall didn't look that detrimental, but I mean, it meatballed him, and he was done. Which was actually pretty funny because I was watching the clip, and during the clip that Chris sent us, you can hear Wilder talking in the background, but I keep replaying it over and over and over and over. And my wife was like, "Can you not understand what that guy's saying? What are you doing?" No, I'm watching Chris hit the wall and trying to figure out why he got a meatball flag. And my wife's a big race fan as well, and she's like, What's a meatball flag? I thought, well, you got the blue and the yellow, right? Like, when they're signifying halfway through, and then you got, just single stripe with the blue, so it's trying to tell you got a faster car coming up from behind. This one's just, they signify, like, if you're hungry, lunch is ready, you can come in and you can get your plate. And she just looked at me like, you're an idiot. And I was like, well, yeah. Just trying to have fun with you.
That's right, but
meatballs. But yeah, no, it's it seemed like it was a pretty interesting race. Like, it stayed mostly clean because of the 19 guys that were there. 17 were on the lead lap, so it seemed like it was fairly clean. And just Bryce kind of run away. Looked like Kern led 31 laps, though.
Yeah. Kern got a stage. I think Hanneman led quite a few laps too himself.
I had 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kern got involved late in the race. There was an accordion on a restart, and he caught, I don't know who was on the outside line, but he ran into the back of the car in front of him, and the guy behind him had no chance of avoiding it and just took Kern out, and it was pretty much a night ender from there. So
that's next.
I think Kern had a chance to win that race. Bryce was quick. At the end, Tomlinson was there. So was Ray. I think there was a chance for Kern to actually get the win there, and he got caught up in that incident late. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, we're looking at the overall point standing. So Bryce obviously remains on top, and CD didn't move either, remaining in second place overall. Ray jumped Kevin for third. Kern jumped. Actually, I think, hold on. Kern, Joe, and Tomlinson all jumped Mercado last week. And then ninth is going to be Mike Marini, moved up one spot over you, Sean. You fell back to 10th. That is your top 10 overall.
yeah, looking at the cut line for the playoff right now, Wilder's on the bubble right now, 29 points to the good over Lemon. That's the cut line as far as pointing their way in.
Let's see. So after this week, which is an unfortunate tragedy, I'm sure is what's going to turn into the Chicago Street Course. Got 200 laps around Charlotte. So, Sean, maybe you could shine some light on this, because Matt and I were talking before we started this evening. Why is it that we're only doing 3 laps at Charlotte?
3 stages.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 3 stages. 200 laps.
Why? Because we only do
Instead of
2
4?
normally.
Yeah, but for Charlotte, we've done a 4th stage.
Yeah.
Like we did in the trucks.
Never happened.
Yeah, it did.
This guy said it never happened.
Yeah, it did. You want me to go grab the schedule for the trucks right now? I will.
Let's see.
Trucks, 150 laps, 30, 60, 90 stages for this season.
Yep. So good. I was just curious if there was a reasoning, if that's something you guys wanted to do, or what. But it's 2 stages.
So you said 30, 60, 90, right?
Is what we did in the truck.
Yeah,
Yep.
for extra stages, and then you have to the end from there. We did 150 laps. There was a stage break at 30, 60, and 90. That was 4 stages.
Oh, you're okay. Sorry. Yeah, I normally don't count that last one as a stage since we don't give. Yeah, blah blah blah. No, this is Cup. This is a real deal. You gotta go on them green flag runs. So hopefully we
That's
get.
fine with me.
Yeah. Hopefully we get 150.
Hopefully we.
What are the stages in Charlotte next week?
50 and 100 for 200 laps.
50 and 100, yeah, and go that last 100. And now with 40% fuel, I'm sure I'm going to have to give 5 set of tires. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get 5 set since we went up to 4, and on that one I was given 4. So I will adjust that. Might do that now so I don't forget, to be honest with you.
While we're talking about it.
And I don't think I adjusted the fuel either. So
that'll be it. And that'll be the last race of the regular season before one of the greatest tracks ever created comes up for the first race in the round of 12.
It would be the greatest track ever created if one of us had gotten the win in the truck series there.
What, Texas?
Amen, brother.
No, that is no. Talladega, Texas. That's a great joke right there. Did you watch the Cup Series race at Texas? Just wondering.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Mike?
Yes. Absolutely.
Did you have fun watching that race?
It actually made me feel good. I was like, see,
It's not just us.
Oh, I guess it wasn't good, huh?
Yeah, heck,
it was a show.
It was. I mean, Josh Berry was leading the damn thing
and spun from the lead.
And
by himself. From the lead.
Yep. He was just like, oh, what the hell? Kyle Busch did the same thing, I think, a couple of times. It was just, it'd snap around on you in a heartbeat.
You want to talk about stepping on it? A bunch of people stepped on it in Texas, and it wasn't even their fault. So,
yep, but it was fun. Other than that, just watching them struggle with it. But like I said, it made me feel really good. Like, I didn't self spin. I could do that. Yeah, come on, somebody give me a shot. You definitely give a 41-year-old his first racing opportunity.
In a cup car.
In a cup car. Anybody out there? Hello. I'm
I
gonna make
don't
sure
think so.
You can.
make sure my phone's not on
I'm
silent.
sure
Hold on.
your local track. How many tracks do you have around there? 2, 3?
A lot.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do. I mean, we have the fairgrounds over here, and then there's the Highland Rim, which they call it the Baby Bristol.
ones
It's
that the NASCAR circuit goes
Oh,
to.
Super Speedway and
Nashville
Bristol.
Super Speedway in Bristol. Yep. And
Bristol.
Those are
technically,
close.
I think actually now that I moved a little bit more north, but Talladega's through 2.5 hours from Nashville. Atlanta, I think, is just under 3. When we still had Kentucky, that was 3. And then I
Martinsville's
got
not too terribly far,
It was
right?
that
probably
was 6 hours to
It's
Six
probably
Martinsville.
hours.
10 or 15
That's where I
years
went this
ago
year.
on for Father's Day, we got my dad where he can drive around Texas Motor Speedway. I would assume maybe not Talladega, but they probably have that at like Nashville Super Speedway, I would think.
I do. Was he driving his personal?
No. I mean,
Okay,
they
so
went with the guy, and then they toned it down. I think it only went like 160 or 70, but that's still good.
Quick.
But
so that's what my wife got me for my 40th. She got me 30 laps around Bristol.
Oh, that's cool.
And
oh, they do let you
yeah,
do Bristol. I didn't know they would. How
yep,
treacherous it is.
it was going to be 10 laps beforehand as a ride along, and then 30 driving, and that was for the Rusty Wallace racing experience.
That's cool.
And then 5 weeks before we went, they went out of business.
Oh,
That's not cool.
That is not cool. No, dude. You want to talk about just? I hadn't felt that excited about a gift in 2 decades. It's like that. I mean, that's just kind of like a bucket list type of thing. Like, I'm super excited. I'm fangirling. I'm spending more time on the simulator at Bristol just so I don't make a fool of myself. Like, this is my shot. And then when I got that phone call, I was like, "You're fucking with me, right? Like, come on." And not only that, they had the stones like, "Yeah, sorry, we just can't afford to operate anymore. If you've already paid 100%, just dispute it with your credit card company, and they'll see if they can reimburse you."
that's it. They didn't even say, "Here's your money back." They just said,
Yeah.
"Go dispute it."
Wow.
They were just like, "We're broke, so I ain't got no money to give you back."
Well, ask Rusty.
Wow.
Jeez,
Right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, "Come on,
I'm
dog."
sure he did okay.
I guess that's why he's being a pit road reporter now. They just gotta get out of that extra tax bracket, homie.
What did
Oh,
so did you
jeez.
end up getting anything back for it?
We disputed it with the credit card company. Eventually, she did get her like $1,200 back or something like that.
Okay.
So
Well, that sucks, man.
yeah, it did suck. So maybe one day, I don't know. Hopefully, the Richard Petty experience is still going. So maybe I can find that. But yeah, there's a ton of tracks around here. That'd be cool. We do a lot of junkyard races, or I think that's what they just call it, or junk car races. Just buy something out of a scrapyard, get it to run, and go. It's not a demo derby. They actually race them.
Enduro. That's what we call it up here.
Enduro.
Enduro
Nice.
racing, yeah.
Very cool. There's a guy, I don't know, 10 minutes away from here. He's got like 3 acres of flat land in front of his house, and they set up tires and make a little road course, and you got cars that are all smacked the hell out there and getting it.
Nice.
That'd be a good time. All right. You want to make any predictions about this evening, though?
Bryce.
No, yeah, I mean, let's just go Bryce. I mean, there's Mercado, there's Wilder. I know he's been putting in some practice, so I don't know who has. This is a fairly new track to everybody. How many races has one really done on this track? So
Can't be many. But I will say Bryce has said there is very little, and Wilder's actually said this too, there's very little room for forgiveness.
yeah, it's
You
road
mess it up
and wall.
and-
That's it.
You mess it up, you're going to find the wall. You're going to damage your car. We could find a lot of drivers that we are expecting to do well get damage and put themselves in a position where they're not going to be able to run anymore, get a meatball. And then if that's the case, it could be anybody's race. Who can keep their car the cleanest is going to be the one that comes home with a victory.
Oh yeah, I might just do 12 miles an hour around this track and just stay clean.
Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
All right. So if I do 15, I'm guaranteed not to finish last.
Right.
Not last.
But hearing as much as Wilder, I'll pick Wilder for this one. I know he's been putting in a lot of seat time, and not necessarily that the Cup cars transition from the road course stuff that he that he does with the endurance races, but he's been mentioning that he's been putting in some seat time at Chicago, so I'll pick Wilder for this one.
All right.
See what happens from there. I know we did talk last week about ours. I don't know if you want to touch on that, or if we just want to focus on what's coming up.
Let's focus on what's coming up.
Yeah, buddy.
What? No, you have to recap the race. Jeez.
We recapped it last week.
We did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't race, did we?
We didn't race this past weekend. We had Mother's Day this past weekend.
Oh,
we
yeah.
So did.
Well, how'd the Mother's Day go?
Good.
That is the most stressful damn day of the year for me.
Isn't it?
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I got the mother of my children. I have my mother. I have my wife's mother. My grandmother's here now. So it's really hard to please 4 different women.
That's why you
different...
don't. I tell my old lady all the time, you ain't my mother.
So I've been married 18 years, so I intend to keep that trend going.
My wife does a lot of baking, so she did these things, these Mother's Day boxes. She has a little business on the side, and made some money off of that, and also made some for my mother, her mother as well, and we got cards for my grandmother, so it was good.
There you go. She does cookies, you said?
Cakes, cupcakes, okay. All kinds of different stuff.
Nice. And my wife does cookies. It's been great. I've been able to get a lot of seat time in. She's had a lot of graduation orders. So I'm like, oh, you got a cookie tonight? Oh, okay. I'll be upstairs. Go on.
Yeah,
honestly,
she's been getting a lot of cupcake orders going into graduations and end of the school year type parties and stuff like that. So birthdays, all that stuff. Weddings. She's done wedding cakes before too.
Now
she's good at it.
Maybe cupcakes, but not cakes, because I can see that going really bad. But I don't know how it is with your wife, but with mine, if I'm in another room and she's working on her cookies, as soon as I hear her say one cuss word, I'm like, yes. Because I know that's a cookie that just went in the dad jar.
Oh, man.
She'll be sitting there just dead quiet and just, shit.
Yes, cookie.
One more cookie for daddy. And I got a Tupperware container that actually says Dad's Cookies, and we open the lid. On the very bottom says put cookies here.
Yeah.
So whenever it's empty, I just pick it up and I show it to her like, hey, put cookies here. My kids are like, oh, there's cookies in Dad's jar. I'm gonna get one. Does it say the family jar? No, it does not.
Dad tax.
Dad. Yeah, exactly. There's Oreos or some crap like that in the pantry. These are for me.
But all right, Atlanta, I know Mike's looking forward to it. Let everybody know that's listening. We're not going to take the tri-oval, but I'll announce that pre-race as well.
Yeah. So transitioning to a double line rule. It's not just a double yellow line, basically. So
don't
Atlanta
take the quad oval. Be different.
It's not different. It's just like all the other super speedways.
During the race, do not take quad oval. We're not going to police qualifying.
I was like, what do you want to say about qualifying? Qualifying, is it okay or no?
Well, yeah, unless you want to go watch 30 people's qualifying before the race.
Okay, so we will. That's what we want to get confirmation on, just so nobody's getting an extra advantage. So we can announce it as well on Sunday, but race time, no going below the double lines in the quad oval, but qualifying, the track is fair game. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Outstanding. I need to get back to practicing because I've been trying to do qualifying without taking that. I got to readjust my line.
Again, let's clarify that. No passing below the line. If you get dipped down in there, that's fine. It's always fine. Yeah, you just can't pass below that line. So
I'm getting up a run. And I know Matt and I were talking a little bit before, but I don't know how much time you've spent at Atlanta Happy, but just so anybody else that's watching out there, runs happen extremely fast at Atlanta. That draft will pull you up quick, fast, and in a hurry, so make sure you know what you're going to do once you get up to the truck in front of you. If you're following suit, make sure you guys are giving a little lift on the throttle and not just plowing it through. If you're going to go to another line, make sure you got space to do it, because the track does get pretty narrow pretty fast, especially going through the quad oval. 2 wide has got to pay attention, and 3 somebody's about to have a
Die.
bad day. Yeah, exactly.
What do we have signed in for trucks? I mean, it'll probably be a relatively clean race, I would think.
19 as of now with 2 tentative.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a 25 or so, just like last week, 24, 25. So
I'm excited because I think the quality of racing has picked up. Now, if we could just do it the whole race, we seem to either have a shit show at the beginning and a super clean ending, or a clean beginning and a shit show at the end. So if we could just put it all together, that'd be awesome, especially if we can do it at Atlanta. Because I'm Matt as well is super anxious to get down to the ATL.
Super or drafting tracks in general are always circled for me. So
Same, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to this one because it is very different. If you guys haven't put in more seat time at Atlanta, it is drafting, but it is unlike Daytona and Talladega, where unless you were super familiar with the both of them, it's kind of hard to tell the two apart. Yes, Dega is bigger and a little wider, but Atlanta feels like half the size, and it's a mile shorter, so things come at you very quickly. But that new pavement on it, the truck has grip everywhere, so it's extremely racy. It's a blast. Just like I said, you will get runs a lot faster than you're anticipating. Just make sure you know what you're going to do before you actually do it. But it should be a blast, man. I'm super excited about it. And let's see, what are we going to run?
it should be a great watch under the lights, watching everybody, and I look forward to
95
going
laps?
back and watching that broadcast for sure.
Absolutely.
not yet, 95 laps.
Yeah. And let's see, what are our stages? I forgot to look at on that one.
It'll be 25 and 50%.
23 and 47. It'll also be the same at Homestead. The not the following week, but the week after that, because we got Memorial Day sandwiched in there between Atlanta and Homestead.
True story. And then Happy can finally pop his bottle of champagne.
Officially.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah. If I'm above 65 points going into the last race, then I'll have it. But because I think
you remind me of Jimmy Johnson. Just don't sound excited. Just if I'm up by 65, I'll go ahead and order me a trophy, or I'll get a sandwich.
It's been a long season of. I was hoping for some more wins, man. Really, but I'll play the consistent game, I guess. But
I was gonna say you still got some wins in there. It wasn't like it was a winless, just consistent season. I mean, you were competitive all season long.
Yeah, there's a couple tracks, man, that I had circled in like Gateway. And I think George pulled that one out, I believe. That was my track. And then Dover was not on there. That shocked me. Texas I had circled. Nashville Super Speedway I had circled. I love that track. I think I finished like 23rd. It was probably my worst finish in this league.
You had Vegas circled too.
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, I don't know what I did at Vegas. I think I did okay.
Took out Corey Moore on the last lap and let me and Wilder run away.
Yeah, I did. I did do that. Look, I felt
that was right
by them to join our team after that.
I was gonna say that was right behind me. I remember that. I remember seeing that 45 go up the track, sliding up the track.
That was that last corner. I might have pulled a Tucker there.
That wasn't the last corner. That was 1 and 2 on the last lap.
Well, last lap. I was going. My bad, Corey.
But it is coming to an end, and man, it's been a hell of a season. I think it's far exceeded my wildest expectations. So I'm going to be sad to see it finish, but I'm excited to see a full season wrap up, beginning to end. I've had great turnouts all season. Sure, dwindled, but I mean, still staying north of 20. That's awesome.
Yeah, you expect that. I think I averaged them all out. I think we still averaged. If we keep going, wait, did I do it up to now or did I finish the season if we had like 20 and 25? Anyway, I think we averaged like 32 or 34 a race.
Yeah, so, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great.
I don't know many leagues that will do that. I mean, we've seen a lot of drivers come and go, a lot of drivers that aren't here anymore that started with us, But all the ones that stayed, definitely thank you. And hopefully we'll even have better racing. That's our goal, is to keep this competitive. Now, will we see 11 different winners again? I mean, chances are probably not. I think this was a
You
pretty...
didn't think about it this year either.
No, I sure didn't. But the
And to
quality
be
of
honest,
everybody has been great. The good racing between those 11 drivers that won, and then there's a few that still have potential to win.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
between how
two of
I'm
us.
being biased, but the two of us are right here, and I think there's some other guys
yeah,
that
you,
didn't.
Chris, Matt, Bloodworth,
Yep.
can win a race, and I know I'm still forgetting probably another one or two, that are definitely well deserved and
Has
definitely have
Dayhoff
speed
got a
out
win
there.
yet? Did Dayhoff get a win?
No.
I don't think so.
Dayhoff has shown speed as well.
Dayoff
Another
has
driver
been
that
pretty quick, yeah, for sure.
And Seabolt has shown flashes as
Yep.
well from time to time. So, I mean, it's
and
been good.
drafting tracks bring out wild cards. We could see a lot of different people at the front that we're not expecting. All it takes is Mike and I to get caught up in something and be in the back for the remainder of the race, and somebody else could be up there.
For
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
sure.
So now I think it's just a potential, and I think if we're going to return, at least 20 or so guys, if they all come back again for next season, so that's going to be roughly another 20 spots plus of guys we've never raced with before.
Yeah, like last season, we probably ended with like 15, and I think we retained most of all those. Then some moved up. Then, but the core guys stayed around, and y'all showed improvement. I hope a lot of these guys stay, because I'm really excited to see their progression next season, and I'm really excited to see who's going to win next season, man. And all these races, and is somebody going to put something together and just have a Bryce type season, or is it going to be kind of just, it's a crapshoot every week like it is this season?
Right. Super excited to see what happens in season 4, though. Personally, I mean, season 3, I think you guys can just keep the wheels going. Season 4, baby, come on.
Oh, are you calling season 4 your season?
Yeah, I'm calling my shot. There you go. Season 4.
What if you win season 3 first?
Thing is, season 3 is during my son's football season, so I will be sparsely around. I think I've figured out. I think I'll be there for Daytona, but I don't know if I'll make another one after that. It all depends on what goes down. But I'll learn a lot more this weekend after our first coaches meeting. And it really just depends if I get the head coaching nod, and we'll see what happens from there. So.
Well,
we'll figure that out.
Yeah, spoiler alert for things that are coming up, which I'm sure maybe next week we'll touch base on what's going on next season. But I mean, we will do a playoff in the trucks next season, so winning you're in.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the format that we created for the playoffs. So, like you said, we'll dive into it more. I don't know if we just want to leave it there as like a cliffhanger. Bum, bum, bum. Tune in next week to see what happens.
Don't go anywhere, because we're going to have even more spoilers as we keep going.
Say tune in next week. We won't be here next week because it'll be Memorial Day weekend. But the weekend after that, you'll find out what we're talking about.
No, in fact, Friday might be the good time to have it.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. We could do it Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause
I'll be at a cabin on the lake, but I won't promise.
You can watch.
It's fine. Yeah, you have your phone.
Yeah, just really
at a lake with no service.
Yeah, it's pretty spotty. I'll have the kids with me, so maybe if the kids weren't there, I'm like, nah, I'm not allowed to bring the phone out when we're on the boat without the kids. It's a little X-rated sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
Cabin stabbing, huh?
Maybe. Look at me. I am the captain.
Yeah.
No, but with ARCA coming next season to kind of get that, and then the trucks kind of raising their minimum, but also raising their maximum a little bit. So we're hoping to still keep the competition really tight, and even more so, we'll separate some of the guys that just need a little bit more work or maybe another season. It's good that we had ARCA, and I'm really excited to watch a lot of those ARCA races too. I really wish I could race them. To be honest with you, when I practice them, they were fun,
Nope.
man. So
You just won a truck championship. You ain't going down there.
no, I know, but we should just make a street class and then make that our mid tier.
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert, there might be a mid tier.
Tune in 2 weeks.
Oh well, there's definitely
week.
gonna be a mid tier.
1 week. Tune in 1 week.
Next week. Maybe me and Happy and whoever else joins.
You and Happy. Got it. All right.
Me and
tune in
Happy.
next week.
I will have Chris join too. He's good. So
Did you
Unless
know
he's a-
he
unless he's on the
just
lake.
messaged you and I, Happy, on text saying that he'll be in Asheville. So he's a no-go for next Friday.
So it's just you and me.
he'll be in Asheville. I don't understand. Their phone works everywhere. I don't.
Like I said, I've been married for 18 years. I'm looking
And
forward
you want
to
to keep
keeping
it that way?
Because it's also my anniversary weekend, so it's...
Oh, that's why the boat. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
There you go. Got to renew them vows.
Reconsummate.
Exactly. That's what I was going for. Yes, my marriage vow says I will give it to you
You gotta mess
as
around.
often as you want, including on our
Gotta
anniversary.
mess around and have a Mike Jr.
Somebody's got some splaining to do if that happens. Yeah.
So-
All right. Well, I think that about wraps things up. I know we'll be heading in here to the truck race momentarily. So
Cup race, not truck.
did I say truck? See, I was
You
just
said
ingrained in. I was
Well,
wishing it was
You
truck.
know what he's looking
And-
forward to?
He's looking forward to trucks at Atlanta.
Yeah. Is that not what we're doing tonight?
Nope.
Oh, what the hell?
The complete opposite, in fact.
It really is. It really couldn't get any further away. But yeah, no. But for the three of us over here, for Happy, Chase, and myself, thank everybody for tuning in. We'll apparently catch you next week for the epic conclusion.
Later, guys.